Like a verbal altercation.
Just so I understand where your head would have been at the time, if it had come to a fight, do you think you then could have taken him?
I think it falls upon the silverback versus a grizzly bear.
Sure.
No, the grizzly bear would rip the fucking gorilla apart. He would kill the gorilla with its face. They weigh like 3 times as much. I'm gonna end that debate in my next
Yeah, I really want the scientific breakdown of could a gorilla take a bear.
All right. So there has been a question that has divided houses, pitted brother against brother, and annoyed biologists and zookeepers for about the past 10, 15 years. So the question is, who would win in a fight? A grizzly bear or a silverback gorilla? So as you can see, they're roughly comparable in just about everything. So they're both very powerful, very large animals that dominate their local ecosystem for the most part. So the average gorilla comes in at about 5'6" and about 441 pounds or 200 kilograms for our non-American viewers.
They're so short. They're my height.
And as you can see in comparison, we see grizzly bears average 3 to 10 feet, standing not at their shoulders, admittedly, like standing on all fours to their shoulders. This is on their hind legs. And they also weigh upwards of 180 to 1,800 pounds or 81 kilograms to 816 kilograms. Then we see a more comparable metric is their bite force. The reason that gorillas have that funny shaped head is because it gives their jaw muscles more leverage to hinge on. So it gives them a stronger bite force than, say, a grizzly bear that has a more forward, flat skull. And the fact that I thought was the most interesting and alarming possibly to you guys who are animal nerds like myself. So the top speed of a gorilla running at full tilt, it can reach 25 miles per hour or 40 kilometers an hour. But then you look at the grizzly bear, these fucking furry refrigerators that smell like death can reach upwards of 35 miles an hour or 56.3 kilometers an hour. So if you're going the speed limit in a school zone, a grizzly bear could hypothetically run you down. It's not looking good for the gorilla so far. So we have a breakdown of their abilities and skills. So the gorilla's special move is Ape Rush, where it basically runs at whatever it intends to harm and flails its arms and uses its sheer weight and muscle to bully a typically smaller opponent, and is not a reliable defense mechanism, and is why you see most gorillas adopt tactics like their chest beating or standing up and making loud noises.
Jack. Did you just literally beat your chest on a voice call with all of us?
Yeah, you know it, man. When you see gorillas like up their hands to slap their chest, it makes the funniest noise, dude. It's like like talk sound. It's hilarious. So if you see grizzly bears, their side, their go-to move is typically a paw swipe. This attack has gone on record of grizzly bears taking out moose and other large megafauna with a simple swipe of the paw. In addition to that, grizzly bears are fucking tough and so angry that they refuse to die. Because if you know anything about people who have ever hunted bears or encountered bears in the wild, like there's nothing short of like a 50 caliber round bullet that will actually take one of these things down.
This video is sponsored by Surfshark VPN, baby. We did it, guys. We're finally a real YouTube channel. We probably suspect you've seen the 6 billion ads we've done on the main channel by now, so you already know how useful Surfshark can be. While you're browsing the web for completely normal content of Mercy from Overwatch, Surfshark is behind the scenes in the depths of internet hell, hunting for malware, trackers, phishing attempts, and hopefully Margaret Thatcher. Surfshark also has a feature where you can just turn off ads online, which is something you're gonna find hard to live without once you use it. There's also the biggest feature of being able to digitally change your location to wherever you want. Not only does this drastically beef up your privacy, but it also lets you skirt around region-locked content to let you watch what you want wherever you are in the world. And we've made it extra easy to get started. Simply go to surfshark.com/SurSwagAcademy or use the code SurSwagAcademy to get an extra 4 months absolutely free. The best part is if you're not completely satisfied with Surfshark, you can back out within the first 30 days and get a full refund. It's literally risk-free. Surfshark VPN. It's cheaper than the other ones. I've always wanted to say that.
So on the left, you see artistic rendition of what happens when a gorilla encounters their most common natural predator. Jaguars are not terribly large big cats, but they are big cats. So they average about 200 pounds, and they can reach upwards of like 4 to 6 feet in length from head to tail. So alternatively, not really a big cat species that we can take for brown bears or grizzly bears specifically, but we do have tigers for sloth bears. And there is actually a recorded instance of a sloth bear killing a tiger in the wild, not like human motivated, like this sloth bear just was built like that, apparently. In their common matchup, a smaller bear fares better against a bigger cat than a gorilla does in their ecosystem. So, as you can see, 2 to 3 human deaths per year is greater than the 0 recorded deaths in human history caused by gorillas.
Are you sure about that?
I am 100% positive there has never in human history been a recorded instance of a gorilla killing a human in the wild.
Someone should have told the people who shot Harambe that.
It's not the wild. It's not a fucking zoo.
Yeah, and all the research that I was doing for this, and I wanted to make sure that I wasn't just pulling this out of my ass. Like, I made sure to double and triple check. Like, I could not find a single recorded instance of a human being killed by a gorilla in the wild.
I think there's something really important you're missing here, and that's that the gorillas didn't leave any survivors to report the
Yeah, no
deaths.
witnesses.
Gorillas take no prisoners.
And this is just one bonus little tidbit that I thought I'd throw in there. So Titus, the Genghis Khan of gorillas, it is recorded that he sired more than any other gorilla in recorded history and is responsible for somewhere around 5% of young gorillas that are found in the wild today, like some ridiculous percentage like that.
This wasn't in captivity. He just boned this much naturally.
Yes, this was a
Holy
wild gorilla
fuck.
that naturally like rose through the ranks to become the head of his troop, had more than 20 kids, and is now believed to be responsible for like 5% of the gorillas in like his local area. It's insane. And then we have Clyde the furry refrigerator, the largest grizzly bear ever recorded, weighing in at over 2,100 pounds in 1987. He is the heaviest bear ever recorded that isn't a polar bear. When you take all of this into account, the obvious victor is, of course, the grizzly bear, my boy Boog here. Not to say that I don't love gorillas. You know, I'm as much fan of the next guy of the funny noise they make when they flat their chest. You know, it's real cute. You know, and another fun fact that I actually neglected to write down in the presentation. One neat thing about them culturally is that gorillas tend to prefer more gentle, kinder male gorillas as opposed to the more violent, assertive male gorillas that will abuse and be violent towards young. They're lovers, not fighters. This isn't like they're vegan gym bros is all they are. They're not like all of their defense mechanisms basically are built towards like making people want to fuck off and not want to mess with them. They don't want to hurt anyone. They're too nice. And as I mentioned earlier, there hasn't been a recorded instance of them killing a human being in the wild ever.
I had assumed that just about every animal on Earth had at some point gotten a W over humans. I don't know. I still want to say gorilla could beat a small grizzly bear, but I don't know if that's based in any kind of fact.
It's the claws. Like, the claws just are literal knife hands.
What if it's me looking down on me? The world above must also be. This could go on for infinity.